Do you use your phone without worrying about how the circuits are actually connected or how their circuits actually work? That's abstraction. In Python OOP, we can do the same thing with our code. Welcome back. In this video, we will explore abstraction in Python object-oriented programming. And by the end of this video, you will know how to hide complex details and only expose what is necessary and use Python ABC module to implement abstraction in your home project itself. So what do we mean by abstraction itself? Abstraction is just hiding unnecessary details and only showing the essential features that is needed, right? So just like when you are driving a car and you are steering the wheel and the pedals, but you don't know how the engine actually works. But you know that yes, if I steer the wheel, it will turn right, turn left, but you don't need to know how the engine works to drive a car. So that's abstraction exactly in Python. So now let's say we are building a payment system in Python right there. So if I have a payment system right here, now a payment class here, I can just say I have two functions here, pay with, okay, I have two functions here, pay with card and alright, save, and I have amount. So right here I'm just printing, okay, I'm just printing now and I'm using an F string to print. Alright, and I'm saying processing, I just say processing right here, card payments of an amount, right? So that's just us paying with a card. So let us say I duplicate this class to pay with another payment method instead. So I want to pay with cash. I'm just say processing cash payments right there, right? So now, if we try and run this now, if you just create a class called P right here, and call it payment, and I say P dot pay with card, pay with cash, P dot. Pay with card. If I run this now, alright, so I'm missing the amount. So let's say this is 2000 and this is just 150. Alright, so now processing a cash payment of 2000 and a card payment of 150. So you can see this work quite alright. So this is fine, but let's say you don't want to force all payment methods to follow. You don't want to force all payment methods to follow a common structure. That's where abstraction comes in. So we want to force all this payment structure. Let's say we want to force all the payment structure to follow a common method. That is where abstraction comes in. So in Python now, we can use the ABC module to create abstract classes. Abstract classes let us define methods that must be implemented in a child class. So this method cannot be instantiated itself. This class cannot be instantiated as an object, but they must be implemented in a child class itself. So let's now say, alright, let me just copy this class method itself. And let's now say I have this class method right here again. And okay, alright, so we want to import from the ABC module right here. I'm just going to say from ABC, import ABC. Then I want to import abstract method also. So now I'm having this class payment right here and it's inheriting from the ABC class itself. Then I'm using a decorator here called abstract method to make sure that this pay function is an abstract method. Then I'm saying def pay, that's self, then amount, okay, yeah, self amount, right? Then I just pass this now. So if I now change this, so alright, so let me just change this to card payments instead. Right there, and right there, I just have another class here, and I call this cash payments. Right, so I would like two of them to inherit from this payment method itself. Here we are generating from both payments, it's two of them, and right. So what I'm modifying is this pay method. So here now we have this method here, and they are both printing out two different things. They are inheriting this pay method from the abstract method. So let's say this is just like we want to have some structure. Let's just say here I want to print the customer wants to pay, right? So if I should try to implement this using the payment method alone, I won't be able to use it because this is an abstract class. So if I should run this now, I get a function. Can't instantiate abstract class payment without implementation for abstract method pay. So I have to have an implementation for abstract method pay for me to implement this method. So I can just go ahead and say payment one right here now. So if I should go ahead and say payment one here, and I want to make payment one my card payment. So I can go ahead and say payment one dot pay 2000, right? And I'm having payment two also. So I'll just go ahead and say payment two is equals cash payment. And this cash payment I am paying, okay, cash payment, and payment two right here I am paying 150. So now if I should run this now, I will be able to run it. So processing a card payment of 2000 and a cash payment of 150. So now here now payment is the abstract class that defines a blueprint. We define a blueprint with this abstract class now method pay. Now each child itself now can now like implement this and must implement this method pay, that method in its own way. That's the abstract question. This is just help us to follow a particular structure. So printing anything here won't work because we have implemented it here. It has override the class payment itself, the method pay in the payment class itself. So what happens if we don't implement this? We've seen the error that will happen if we try to implement pay immediately there. So why should you use abstraction in Python now? So let's say you want to hide complexity so that user don't know the inner details of what you are working with. And it also provides structure, ensure that your code is consistent across all classes. So now using this payment method, if there's any other thing we want to implement under this place, it gives us structure and it improves usability. We can add more payment method later without changing the base code or the base structure of the payment itself. So that'll be all for today. So let's have a quick recap. We've gone through it today that abstraction hide details and show only essential parts of the details we are trying to implement, and we create abstract classes in Python using the ABC module, whereby we say from ABC import ABC then abstract method. Then the abstract method first child classes to implement specific method right here now. So just like example now, if I try not to implement this and I just let me just go through the recap. So this makes our code more structured and readable and clean. So you can see our code here now is structured, is reusable, and is so clean. So if this video will have helped you understand abstraction in Python, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more beginner friendly tutorials with Python, and I give you fresh content, fresh tutorials on Mondays and Thursdays. So subscribe so that you don't miss out next time. Bye bye.